wrapping blankets. So for those who just joined us on this will be pre-recorded on YouTube, so you guys get to see this, and plus the link if you want to see the live version for the people that's watching pre-recorded, it'll be should be popping up about any second now. So you're interested in that, you can click it. Um, so also like the same thing for the people that's watching live. If you want to see the pre-recorded episode while you get to see the screen with me on it, like while I'm looking at, you can look at it. Should be on maybe like within 30 minutes after we're done with this live. So but anyway, so today's like I was telling people on the live that's watching right now that we're gonna talk about the last two games. Bucks against the Sixers and also Bucks against the Pistons, which like I said, it's been up and down. It just wasn't it just wasn't there for them. But that 76ers game, they really blew it with that. So it was just kind of crazy. Um, Wait, they won with letting him hit him with a Kindle stick? Yeah, I don't get that one. But then again, wrestling in Mexico at times can be different. Just put it that way. But anywho, um, wait, what are you doing out there? Oh yeah, his feud with Ethan Page because they got a match for the was for the North American Championship Tuesday on NXT. But yeah, okay, yeah, like I said, Bucks kind of blew this game themselves, especially looked like they was out of energy in overtime. With this is something I'm just gonna mention, before we look at the quarter stats and stuff like that. I know some people like upset they thinking that Miles Turner is like a bust. And I'm glad somebody like put this out there. It's like they answered the guy and they were saying yes and no. Well, probably yes because I think the fans were like expecting more out of him than anything. But no, because he's got around his same average as he had last season. So it's not like that much of a change. And we just wasn't sure at the time who was going to be the second option. We didn't know that. So we thought it would be, Kevin Porter Jr., but he ended up getting injured in the first game. So, that kind of sucked. So, yeah, it's just, kind of weird. That's your business. Anyways, um, so we're gonna just look at the quarter status, and I just still can't believe, the Bucks, let this game like get away from them, just like crazy. Of course, you see first quarter, Philly was over the Bucks, and I think that's the highest scoring quarter that Philly has, 33. Then the lowest quarter that Bucks has scored is 20. Um, Quarter number two, you have the Bucks scoring their highest quarter, and you got Philly that's like kind of tied with their lowest quarter. Um, oh, wherever that is, Ace, wherever that is. Um, like I said, Milwaukee 37, Philly 22, and they was up at one point, especially they was up in the third quarter too. Uh, let's see, third quarter, of course, Bucks with 24. Then, like I said, Philly tied with their quarter lowest with 22. Then see overtime and 29 for Philly, 25 for Bucks. But the lowest scoring, quarter in would be, if you want to count that, would be overtime with the Bucks 8 with Philadelphia 17. So part of me is like, it's the coaching, and also at the same time, it's like some of these players like die by the three, but they really got to try to at least try to do some mid range shots too, because you can't always like rely on the three try to win the game. It's just crazy. Bucks and Rams game. No, we're talking about the Bucks and Sixers, and then we're gonna talk about the Bucks and Pistons. So I don't know where you get the Rams from. Oh God, this again. Just gotta wait for the this to reconnect with the live version. Like I said, when it gets like cold, I apologize about that, guys. The internet we have is through AT&T, and this really sucks because I guess people like investing more into like the internet air quality of it. That just reach through the towers, which AT&T doesn't have that many towers in the city, and they've been here for a while, especially they was here for like phone service and all that stuff, so it just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, anyways, sorry. 4 times it was tied, and lead changes was 12 times. So let's go to the game charts, which would be team status. I'll put it that way, team status. So yeah, we're not gonna be paying attention much to the chart. But like I said, most of the first half was Philly. Then you got a little bit of the second and most of third and a little bit of fourth quarter. It was Bucks. Then kind of like back and forth, and they'll end up being overtime. And Philly, in a way, just kind of make their mark. So the biggest lead 76ers had was 13, and the biggest lead that the Bucks had was 6. Of course, like we said, tied 4 times. The longest run was 10, and lead changes were 12. So now we get to the team comparisons. Once again, of course, Bucks got a rebound, so it seemed like that's one of the problems. Like they can't get the. But we will look at that in a minute. But because we're going to see like how many offensive rebounds that we got, and I hate when that. Oh Jesus! I apologize, guys. For those who's watching on YouTube and you getting like reconnecting. Like I said, it's the sucky thing is it's our internet, and hopefully we can try to get that fixed within a week or two. So stay with us. But anyways, like I said, 52 Philadelphia, 42 Milwaukee. Both tied in assists with 30 apiece, which is good to see. And you'll get somewhere if you end up ball movement and passing the ball. Steals is Philly did a little bit better than they did, which is kind of crazy. Philly 9 and Milwaukee 7. Philadelphia had more blocks than the Bucks, 62. They both tied in turnover, 14 apiece. So kind of a little bit over than what they should be averaging in turnovers. Field goal wise, it looks good for the Bucks. For Philadelphia's 43%, and you got Bucks 49%. 34% from 3 for Philly, and you got 39% from 3 from the Bucks. So I know y'all looking at that, like the scoring thing is great in all times, but it's like, what's the problem? A little bit, like I said, it's a little bit of defense. What happened with that? So it's like they do one thing and it goes right, but then again they stop instead of just like keep on doing it until they do figure out like what they can do. So if they break that, then you change your defense sets to something else. It's like really that common. And I think the other issue is the free throws. 81% for Philly and 77% for the Bucks, which I think they could do a little bit better than that. Points in the paint, the Bucks were dominating more, 48-42. And right here is one of the issues: second chance points. Milwaukee only had 2, Philly only had 11. Then fast break points, Bucks with 10 and Philly with 19. So it's like, they, run the play and it just, doesn't do any good for, like a defense with Philly. So sorry that it did kind of suck, but okay, let's go to the player status, which will be going to the box score. But that's their way for that. We'll start with Philadelphia first. So, I forgot. ESP, like, this is NBA, so we have to use that to go back to the past numbers. Let's see, Paul George. He returned this week and had 21 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 of 4 from the free throw, 4 of 7 from 3, and 7 of 12 from the field. So it looked like, he did improve a little bit, but they only played him like almost like 25 minutes. So yeah, this is a surprise. Andre Drummond, okay, yeah, he fouled out, so really wasn't that much of a factor. BJ Edgecombe, their rookie, 12 points. Can't go that far. So 12 points, 3 assists, 10 rebounds, so double-double for him with 4 offensive rebounds, 2 of 4 from 3, and 5 of 14 from the field. Tyree Maxey, seems like, it was hard for people, the players to guard him. I think this was a career high for him, but I'm probably be a little bit off, but we'll see. Anyways, he had the game high of 54 points. Let's see, 3 blocks, 3 steals, 9 assists, a near double-double, 5 rebounds, 12 of 14 from the free throw, 6 of 15 from 3, wow, and 18 of 30 from the field. Then you got Quentin Grimes from the bench, 14 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 of 4 from the free throw, 3 of 9 from 3, and 4 of 12 from the field. Ouch. You got Jared McKay with 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 of 7 from 3, and 3 of 8 from the field. So, when this team was missing like their 3-point shots, Bucks, they should have, calculated on that. But, yeah, they didn't. So, anyways, although, for the Bucks, although it didn't look like Kyle Kuzma did good when it comes to, like, percentage or anything like that, but he did score, 17 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, less than his usual, 5 of 7 from the free throw, 0 of 3 from 3, and 6 of 14 from the field. Bobby Portis with 19 points, 1 steal, 8 rebounds, 1 offensive rebound, just 1 3, and he did make that one. 9 of 14 from the field, so has some good shooting right there. Miles Turner with 14 points, 1 assist, 10 rebounds with 1 offensive rebound, 1 of 2 from the free throw, 3 of 9 from 3, and 5 of 13 from the field. I think, the last 2, misses he had was like all in like overtime. So yeah, not really, that good for him. AJ Green with 9 points, 1 steal, 6 rebounds, 3 of 5 from 3, 3 of 5 from the field. Ryan Rollins led the team with and another tie with his career high that he had earlier this season. 32 points, 1 steal, 14 assists, so double-double for him, so that's good. Now I forgot to mention Miles Turner did have a double-double as well. 6 rebounds with 1 offensive rebound from Ryan Rollins. perfect 4 or 4 from the free throw, but yeah, 2 of 8 from three and 13 to 26 from the field. So it was like with him, my 3 pointers ain't hidden. Try to make some mid range and field goal shots. So I think that was some of these teams like they just need to do. That's just me. And now from the bench, Gary Trent Jr., although his numbers don't look good, but his 3 point percentage is not that bad. But anyway, it's 11 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 3 of 7 from three, 4 of 10 from the field. Let's see. Oh God, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, although the bench was around and Cole Anthony is struggling a little bit, which is not that great because you need more of a bench power. But if Giannis was back and Kevin Porter Jr. is back, we would have more scoring power from off the bench and plus defense as well. So this is crazy. So I know they're going to debate on what they're going to do when it comes to Kevin Porter Jr. and Ryan Rollins when Kevin Porter Jr. comes back. So once again, final score 123, 114 Bucks in overtime. So So I might have to click back so I can go to yesterday's game. And I hate when that happens. I apologize, you guys. Yeah, I just got to deal with this. It's kind of bad. So just thought it'd be a little bit easier, to do it like this because of Bucks and do not hide previous dates. Let's see. I can't believe it's almost the end of November already. So go from one game that they screwed up on to this one, which was the fourth quarter. They really, really, screwed up. Like I said, they had this one won as well, but like I said, fourth quarter it just wasn't happening. And it's like it's not only that I think the problem is without Giannis, I don't think the team can finish games. So like I said, they can't finish games, and the other problem is it's coaching. So it's you got a defensive plan. Keep that it until they figure out how to break it. So don't just okay, that works and we caught up and we should change it. No. Keep the defense going until they do crack it. Then draw another play. Defense wise. I'm more, a defensive guy. If y'all know me and y'all see me play basketball. I'm more defensive guy than anything. So offense I'm okay, but it's, not actually, my strong suit. Which, inside shots, of course, mid range, I'm decent. 3-pointer is a different story. I never were that good in 3-point shooting. Just put it that way. Okay, now as y'all can see, neither of these quarters except for the fourth that the Bucks had led. So yeah, we will get to that. Sorry. Of course, Detroit, with this win, they're on their 12th game winning streak. So, and plus, they're top of the division. So, insane. But then again, at times, although the start of the Bucks doesn't look too good, but sometimes, it's how you finish, which is kind of true. So, they may end having Giannis back, maybe sometime next week, and probably the same thing with Kevin Porter Jr. So it's just a wait and see. But anyways, first quarter, you got Detroit up on the Bucks, 30-26, which Milwaukee are tied with their lowest of the quarter, 26, and the same thing with them as the second quarter, 26, and Detroit scored the highest in the quarter, 39. Detroit, of course, they won the quarter again with 35-33. Then only quarter that Bucks won was the fourth, 31-25. Like the Lords for Detroit in the quarter. Like I said, they could have done, way much better. But because it looked like they'd score a lot in the fourth quarter, but if when you're watching the game, it looks like it wasn't going that much anywhere. So yeah, that really, it stinks. Just put it that way. It stinks. So we're gonna go to the game charts. Go from there and then talk about that. Like I said, guys, I appreciate the likes. Just keep them coming. Let's see. Now I'm looking at the charts. I'm sorry. So as you see, majority of the game it was all Detroit. A little bit of the first quarter it was the Bucks, then Detroit. A little bit of the Bucks, then Detroit, and kind of same thing here. Then yeah, it was no coming back for Milwaukee at that point. No coming back. So never tied. The biggest lead, of course, the Detroit had was 29, and the biggest lead for the Bucks was 1. Lead changes was only 7, and the longest run was 14. So yeah, like I said, they was coming close in the fourth quarter, but it just like after the beginning of the quarter, they just never looked back, and it just went on from there. So yeah. Yeah, scoring wise, it sucks. What more can you do? Like I said, once again, I blame coaching, and I blame, that they can't finish games and can't keep maintaining the defense, and it seems like few people look lost. Kind of sad. But anyways, although it was a low rebounding game, but at least the Bucks did beat them in that, 35-32. Assists, good for the Bucks, but Detroit did a little bit better, 31-29. Detroit did better than steals than the Bucks, 10-8. Bucks had better blocks than the Pistons, 7-6. Of course, Bucks with one more turnover than Detroit. Field goal percentage and 3-point percentage, much better than the Pistons did much better than the Bucks. 63% from Detroit and 51% from the Bucks. Still good, but Detroit's is better. Same thing with the 3-point percentage. 53% from Detroit and Milwaukee with 47% from 3. Not too bad for threes, but just where was, kind of the help. And this is a big one. You got the Bucks better in free throw percentage, and this was without Giannis. So this is, like I said, that's the potential. With Detroit 63% to Bucks 83%. Let's see. Points in the paint, of course, Detroit had more, and like I said, it seems like they're not, guarding the paint like they used to. I know they had it with Brook Lopez, but at the same time, he was kind of slow. But the problem is, they have, you got somebody like Miles Turner, going out and stuff instead of not just staying around. But then again, you don't want to cause like how Brook did, a whole bunch of defensive 3-second calls. So, yeah. Bucks a little bit better in second chance points, 6-2. Fast break points, it was a close one, but Detroit 15, Milwaukee 12. So now let's go to the Player status. I think I went a little bit too far. Yes, we did. But yeah, insane. Okay, I think Detroit would be first to talk about for the game for like player stats. Tobias Harris made his return, and I think this was his season debut. 18 points, 1 block, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 to 3 from the free throw, 3 to 5 from three, and 7 to 9 from the field. Former player, we could have kept, but then again, what more we know, right? Jalen Duren, 19 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 5 of 8 from the free throw, 7 to 10 from the field. Duncan Robinson, 15 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 5 of 6 from 3, and 5 of 6 from the field. Kate Cunningham led the game with 29 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds, so near triple-double, but has a double-double. With 1 offensive rebounds, perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw, 3 of 6 from 3, and 10 of 18 from the field. So at least decent, good, shooting numbers. Sorry, I just gotta look at that. But probably one person we talk about is the returning Jaden Ivey. So since they got Duncan Robinson in the starting lineup, so what's that going to leave for like Jaden Ivey? So who knows? Anyways, 10 points. I think 1 steal, 2 assists, 1 rebound, 1 to 2 from the free throw, 1 to 3 from 3, and 4 or 6 from the field. So it was like they had okay scoring bench power, but that could have been their weakness, but it just didn't go that way. Kind of sucks, but anyways, let's see. Kyle Kuzma, field goal percentage is not too bad, so it's pretty decent. 13 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 offensive rebounds. Perfect 2 of 2 from the free throw, 1 of 2 from 3, and 5 of 10 from the field. Bobby Portis, most of his scoring was in the first quarter, but 18 points. Let's see, 2 assists, 7 rebounds with 1 offensive rebound, 4 or 5 from 3, and 7 to 10 from the field. Miles Turner had 11 points, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. So I think rebounding gotta be a little bit better. That's probably one thing they miss from Giannis is like rebounding. You probably would get the whole team like into it, like rebounding. Perfect from the free throw line, just 1 of 1, 2 of 6 from 3, and 4 of 8 from the field. AJ Green, he really got to get better with his mid-range. So it's just certain shots that, if you're a shooter, you should not be missing no mid-range shots. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, 15 points for him, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 5 of 10 from 3, and 5 of 12 from the field. Ryan Rollins, a little bit of scorer, but, he kept going at it, but led the team with 24 points. Let's see, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 7 assists, 5 rebounds with 2 offensive rebounds, 3 of 4 from the free throw, 3 of 8 from 3, and 9 of 21 from the field. And I think probably the only person you can talk about is Gary Trent Jr. Sorry, let me just get back out there. Okay, he had 8 points. Let's see, 2 of 4 from 3 and 3 of 5 from the field. So yeah. So, but then again, he didn't play that many minutes, and we'll just leave it at that. Pete Nance needs to be called up on the main roster, not just a two-way player. So they're probably they may do something with that soon. So right now, just wait and see. Final score 129-116, And like I said, we're not going to look at the stats or standings until the NBA Cup is completed. Bucks got two more games left. They got one on Wednesday against Miami, and I think they got one Friday. I believe it's against Detroit. But yeah, but the next game, they facing tomorrow, which the game that me and the missus is going to be at is Miami. Not Miami, but Portland. Sorry. So you get to see. I don't know if Damian Lillard is going to be in the road trip, but if he does, they might do a contribute video for him. At least being good for us for the past 2 seasons. And they tried with him, and it just didn't work out. So yeah. So what more can we do? So yeah, we're gonna move on from that, and we're gonna talk about the so-called trade rumors that's going on. I think I did videos before. They was talking about getting Tyler Hero, and it's going to take like a lot for them to do that. Also, you got I think I did a John Morant one as well that they were saying that Bucks was rumored for. So, but then again, they are on the trading block for Dallas, and they thinking that saw a video earlier today that thinking that the Bucks should go for Anthony Davis, but why try to get rid of Miles Turner at the same time? Is like, but get Anthony Davis. That because the thing is like, who's going to play center? Anthony Davis, he will, but he doesn't want to. Like the same thing with Giannis, he doesn't want to play center, but play at times, but not his favorite position. So and of course the rumors with the Kuminga trade and stuff like that. So just whatever with that. And the latest one, I think I did one with Domantas Sabonis because Sacramento is trying to trade their pieces away. Wait a minute. Sorry guys, but I'm just watching the AAA. Ooh. Well, people didn't like Vico anyway, so why not? You might as well just turn them full heel when people was booing them in the first place. So now you get more people to hate them even more. So, like I said, something that we're going to talk about tomorrow on WFSO Aftermath. But anyways, yeah, kind of figuring this happened. So Melo Ball was like rumored, to the Bucks as well, which is kind of crazy. But the thing I did, with the Kings, I decided, maybe the Bucks should, go after that needs Sabonis for rebounding purposes. Because, he's a good offensive rebounder and kind of showed it at one game that the Kings and the Bucks went head to head. So I don't know how this will work with let's see. It was Charlotte. Yeah, that's just crazy, like the Celtics is like down there too, like having their own problems. So we have if we wanted Melo Ball, but like I said, these are like rumors right now, and we didn't hear anything officially from LaMelo Ball to get him. But then again, like I said, young player. They can pull him at the 2 if they wanted to, because I thought he was like 6'5", 6'6", or something like that. But yeah, 6'7". So yeah, I'm surprised. So let's just say they do work the trade with him, like pull to Bucks. Like, who's available? Lucha Bros, nice. Let's see. Nope, we're not getting a Miles Turner. That's not going to be the case. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do everybody a favor. The people that probably, want going the most. And there's like half the people saying, maybe we should get rid of Bobby Portis as well. No. Um, let's see. Although they could do it straight up if they wanted to, they'll just be like, oh, the Bucks will end up being in the first apron if they do, but they would have 4 million they'll be like 4 million before they end up moving to the second apron. So just make it even. Let's see if the. Oh yeah, because if the Hornets wanted to, they can get rid of Mason Plumlee if they want to. I'm trying to think. And Pat Connaughton, they can let him go if they wanted to. But I think the problem is, with the lineup that the Hornets have, they have like too many forwards as it is. So, maybe it's something, they can do. But let's just say, what? Okay, they let go of Pat Connaughton and Colin Sexton if they want to make like space. So, who can we add? Can't give them a forward because there'd be too many forwards. But we gotta have like at least the numbers very close into like matching. I hate to do this, but add him, Amir Coffey. Like I said, right now it's not working out for him. And who can they add? No, Gary Harris. I'm not saying, this trade will officially happen, but anything is possible. We already, we got on Bobby Porter for his defensive faults, but offensive, like he's okay. So, and plus, gotta add draft picks. So, maybe it could be a swap. For 2031, and like I said, kind of same thing for. Oh, okay, they've done that for me already. So, Charlotte will get the right to swap, which they probably won't. So, and for them to. Oh, that was it. Hey, that was kind of like short. So, looked like it was only like 4 matches. Yeah, kind of crazy, but let's see. No, I'm just trying to like switch on to something. Of course, it got me WFSO on there live, so not a big deal. But okay, just leave that for a little bit. Anyways, back to this. So, what can the Bucks get out of it? They don't have a 2029 first round pick. But then again, it's like Charlotte will already get like they would have 2 first round picks, so I think they can partner with one of them, depending which one. But let's just say they give them the that pick, and let's see, and we can give Hornets next season's second round pick, which most likely probably won't go anywhere because it'll go to Utah. So I think we will be okay because Atlanta will hold the rights to swap for the pick, so most likely they probably will, according to where we're at in the standings so far. So we'll just do that. So And but with this trade, both teams will still be, have the will still be on the tax cap, so it will work for them. So let's try the trade. And they probably would say fail because of certain people you can't trade until like I said, yep, with Amir Coffey and Bobby Portis, you can't trade until the 15th of December. So let's just say they did and it did work out. Well, here, let's see. They'll minus one win, and their offense will increase, but the defense will only increase a little bit. Um, Hornets defense will increase a bit, but they'll be plus one wins. But yeah, so that's probably what it will take. But like I said, nobody can't do any moves until the 15th of December. That you probably will see some moves, or if they decide do moves right away with like players that wasn't like recently signed, they can do that. But yeah, that is the only like probably would be the only option they can do just to like make it work. So like both teams will still be like in the tax and they won't have much to worry about. So what would probably would be like a needle mover for the Bucks if they decide they're just gonna trash that, and what would be a good needle mover for the Bucks? Because I don't know why they're saying they had like their backcourt problems. Oh wow, Kyle Kuzma number 18. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I wouldn't expect Zion Williamson to be in that either. Um, I'm trying to think like, yeah, all of these like top 25. Well, besides Kyle Kuzma, I don't see them getting like anybody. Um, I'm trying to think because if the fans, there's some of them out there that can't stand Kyle Kuzma, so this is what we're gonna do. To help them maybe a little bit offensively and also help with rebounding as well. I'm just gonna check something, but this is just a try run before we end the show here. Oh, never mind. That would not work. Yeah, that would not work at all. Thought about Kyle Kuzma for Michael Porter Jr. That probably would not work because there'd probably be some access that they gotta trade out. But I just had to look at it and that just looks like it will. Yeah, it won't work. But then again, maybe that and I know people was rumored that saying the Bucks should get Cam Thomas, and there were some Bucks fans that were saying that, but it's just mainly he's just more of offensive player, and we trying to like get defense. That's kind of like the issue. Well, maybe letting go that assistant coach would be a factor, but who would be cool to get for the freaking defensive. Um, yeah, surprise the Lakers like in third. Um, yeah, it's just mainly what we use and like okay, let's see. Let's just go with Dallas. So this is just for instance, because there's no way you can get Anthony Davis for the Bucks. If you do like Giannis for Anthony Davis straight up, Anthony Davis will still be in like close to his hometown of Chicago, but still, I still wouldn't do that. But I wouldn't know. Like it's like Bucks will need like forwards than anything. But like they good when it comes to guards, but it's just like with like forwards. But then again, they're not using like some of the players that they should be showing like doing like the Nashers. They ain't shooting that much. They just giving them garbage time. Same thing with Mir Coffee. He can play the two or the three. Um, and I'm glad they stopped that idea with not having Gary Trent Jr. as the small forward because it was not working. Although with Kuzma, he had most good games. He only had like a few bad games. Maybe I should say just one. I think they'll just be able to say he just had like one bad game. Um, like who would be? Let's see who would be good for them. Defensive wise. It just sucks. They don't show like the teams like defense statistics. Like that could have been helpful. Um, yeah, I don't know that would have worked. Like Matt Christine, like would have got him and use him as the small forward position. And have Kuzma at power forward. Could be something. Yeah, there's no way they're gonna give us Cooper Flag, so we can get that out of the system. And oh god, yeah, they're in the first apron. So they're like you might have said they're kind of like in the second apron. So let me look at their assets. Like what they're gonna do, to improve themselves. They had the first pick this year, which is Cooper Flag, and let's see. So 2026, they got a pick for this coming year. Nothing in 2027, but 2028, 2029. So they're okay from after 2027s because they got mostly first round picks all the way through 2032. So yeah, I don't know, they might have had not that much access, and I think, in my opinion, I think they're gonna be stuck with Anthony Davis for the next few years. I think after next season he has a player option, but and of course with the Tyler Hero situation, and which I still don't think that they're gonna do anything like trade Tyler Hero, but they could if they want to they could do Kyle Kuzma and add like Andre Jackson Jr. and let's see. And if they really want him to go, Gary Harris, they can do all that, just for Tyler Hero and give up, a 2031 swap and get them a 2032 first round pick. And for the for the Heat, okay, so maybe they'll go for their. Oh, they only got a first round pick for 2027, so. But strange scenario things have happened before, so I just wouldn't be, surprised if something happened. Oh, and yeah, and they got an extra spot available. So, they can take like 2, 3 players or something like that, then you know what? There they go. Um but yeah, like I said, I don't even know what that says, but welcome to the live. I appreciate it. Um, but anyways, guys, we're just gonna end it from here. Like I said, I thought it would be shorter than this, but you know what? Being here for an hour, which is fine. So, guys, you get a chance, check out the website, WrestleFansSpeakout.weebly WFSO.com for upcoming events wrestling wise in the Midwest. Photos and all that good stuff. Oh wow, so we're gonna something interesting that we're gonna be talking about tomorrow too on Aftermath. So we will talk about, the Bucks Trailblazers game, Full Gear, and also we will talk about the AAA special that they have. Also, I think not much in the Milwaukee development, but we will talk about comic book movies and TV news and all that stuff. Probably for the Milwaukee development thing, we're probably gonna do like a separate video. And yeah, there we go, just right. So yeah. Anyways, you guys that's watching on YouTube, either pre-recorded or live, you know what to do. Please subscribe, and try and get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Hopefully we can get there, and we will start doing giveaways when we get to that point. As you guys, that's on TikTok. Please, when y'all get on your next time, please, drop some likes. It would be, more helpful. So, but yeah. Anyways, over 3,100 videos and counting for YouTube that we have. So, not just we talk about Bucks, we talk about wrestling. Like I said, about comic book stuff, and Milwaukee development. So you're interested in that, you're interested in this channel. Plus, we got like a few things, talk about certain like food and drinks and stuff that we get to try. So there's that, and just other stuff. So all the stuff we said we're just going to try to bring back this year, and probably some new show ideas as well that we're going to have. So just we'll keep you updated on that. And like I said, sorry for the little bit of lack of it, but like I said, a lot of stuff is going on, and plus it's kind of like a bad period for us as well. Which not that many wrestling shows is going to be happening like next month, so probably only a few. So, and then again, it'll be cold out. I'll probably have more time to do something here, but like I said, just other stuff going on, and yeah, just putting that way. So okay, that's interesting, but I'm not gonna talk about that. But anyways, guys, we're sponsored by Midwest Wrestling Collectibles. They got they're on our sponsor page, and they are doing like a liquidation sale, so everything must go. So you're interested in some wrestling merch, talk to them. Also, we also sponsored by Great Scott Sports Cars. You can check them out, greatscottsportscars.weebly.com. If you're interested in like buying, selling, or trading cars, and plus, we got a little bit of information on our website as well. We are also a proud sponsor of Maddie's Mary. So, need any resource, for people that's like had like pregnancy and infancy loss. Pregnancy and infant loss, I should say. So Maddie's Mary will have, the resources for you for that. So go ahead and go to maddiesmemory.org. Either if you just want to like donate to the cause, should be a QR code on there. And if you want to donate to that, go right ahead. Keep doing like a good fight. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. We also got Legacy Pro Wrestling that we're sponsoring for their this coming Friday's Black Friday show. They mentioned a few matches already, so I know I got to update that on the website. So that's one of the things I'm going to do tonight. So, if you're in the Milwaukee area, you want to check out the show, go ahead. This is their final show of the year. So, go ahead and check them out. But anyways, guys, appreciate y'all watching. For those still hang up on there. Although East Coast is probably after midnight, and West Coast is like about maybe like after 9. So at least you guys will still have a lot of time to watch whatever. But anyways, guys, until the next video, you guys have a good one. Let me get out of YouTube and this one too. So Anyway, guys, see you later. Y'all have a good one. And, go Bucks go, of course, no matter what.